Welcome to the next new podcast on My UI LLC, which we're now are instead of Alec Crossman. And you were Tom Cashman, but that's still implied with that titling channel name. That is going to be now My UI LLC. Anyways, that's a quick update for that. But anyways, we are now on my second new podcast other than the Mysterious Omniscient versus Essential podcast or Sound podcast, Move podcast. We're on the second one. This one's going to now be called the Human Game Console Podcast, and we're going to try to talk about at least one thing very briefly, maybe even a little longer, hopefully, but briefly nonetheless, about something that I will improve on going up the proverbial mountain while participating in the human game, whether I change it or follow through with its rules. And I think I'm going to talk about experiences betray instances. Now, what do I mean by this weirdly abstract philosophical quote that I made up that didn't even have to be communicatively apparent to anyone, or myself even? That didn't have the worst curse that. What am I improving when I say that long, weird, confusing quote? That's not even a long quote. Well, experiences betray the instances mean basically two different things: perspective, and sorry about that lighting, perspectives and action orientation. Now, what do those two different weirdly $5 words mean? Action orientation, the second example I gave of the first two, is about taking action even if you don't feel like it, even if you doubt yourself, even if you lack the confidence to know what's on the other side of the unknown. The perspectives, first of two examples, 1, 2, is about understanding that everyone sees the world differently, even if there's an objective way to do certain facts and guaranteed logics and proofs and evidences. We don't have to know everything to know something, but even the some things we know don't have to be right either, right? So it's weird. It's like people judge the facts really weirdly. People who assume they don't judge the facts, they don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they do, but even then, there's no way to tell because they haven't explained why they, in another way I can explain later, they ignore the opinions or confront the truths that they do or do not. So that's a weird thing to point out right there. But anyways, that is my idea of experiences betray the instances for the very first episode of this new podcast of two, the Human Game Console Podcast. Take care, everyone. I'm not going to add weird slogan I did before. I'm just going to go with whatever I got right now. It'll also become with other slogans and other things for my YLC. But for that matter, take care, everyone. We'll come up with a new podcast episode for this one as well as move over time. And I'll try and maintain these two or more podcasts if I even think that's a bad idea to think like that. But it isn't because I'm multitasking because I love to. So that's why I'm yelling that at least. Take care, everyone. We're going to procrastinate until the next 10 or 20 seconds. Let's add an outro real quick. I'm not going to use end card though, but nice haircut though. Have video for this audio podcast thing. Got this headset that I need to change up because it's getting really dirty. Also, the wall. Not me hitting it. Okay, I didn't say that. I'm sorry. Take care, everyone. The Human Game Console Podcast.